We are in progress. We are good to go. All right. So I'm here with Victoria. Victoria is amazing. She is from the other side of the pond, as I would have to say, because I'm from the Caribbean and she's from Austria. And she's done an amazing job with her chapter. And there are things that she talks about in terms of being in a small startup. And, it's very interesting. I'm not going to give it away too much. But Victoria, thank you for joining us today. I know it's my morning and your afternoon, but thank you for joining us today. I want you to give us a little bit of insight about what you do on a daily basis. Tell us about your job.
So, thank you for the invitation. I'm very glad to be here and happy to tell you a little bit more about what I do and why I'm doing what I do. So, basically, I'm working in the field of innovation in the deep tech area. And I would say my focus is not only to create new solutions, as you maybe think of innovation management, but also for me, it's very important to find the right problems. So, what really matters? What matters to the organization? What matters to people? And what is it worth taking care about? And this is basically my job. So what I do is I'm working with teams. I'm working on finding the right problems that really matter, and then finding new creative solutions. And those solutions are mostly in the deep tech area. And I'm coming from the startup side, now working in a big organization and in the automotive area. And what we do here is exactly bringing together startups and corporates. So as I know both sides, I can bring them somehow together, I would say.
Yes, and you do a great job with that. I think being able to have that background information and just, being able to share that, because I think that's one of the things that a lot of people don't get. They don't get to have that small startup merging into a bigger startup, I would say a bigger startup, a bigger company, and knowing the intricate workings of it, knowing how to, I would say please the customer or get the solution that the customer wants, because we all know in the innovation sector, the customer may not know exactly what they want.
Exactly, you're right. This is an important part of my work.
Yes, because they're like, I think I need this. But when you really assess the situation, you're like, that's not exactly what you need. You need a little more of this, that, and next. And it just you're doing such an incredible job of bringing the teams together and, making sure that they understand what and find a solution for what the customer actually wants. Because, yeah, we know that part. The customer really, they have a big idea.
Exactly. And I think this is also what resonates very well with my personal values. So working on something meaningful, working together as a team of different companies or whatever, and really trying to create something.
Yes, and that innovation and that creation, that's what it's about. And while, sometimes people are like, but is that really STEM? But that's what STEM is all about. It's all about creation, it's all about innovation, it's all about taking things to a new level and trying to figure out how things work, how to make them work better, how to make them work for what we want them to do. I know that's the innovation part, creating something from nothing. But tell me a little bit, because I love the fact that in your chapter you talked about the different leadership styles and the different things that you had to go through in terms of moving through these different phases of your life. Why did you want to write this chapter and to share all of this information with us?
I think it's a little bit exactly what you said. So when you asked me if I want to write a chapter or if I want to contribute, I asked myself, am I truly a woman in STEM? So
I think that's
this
a
was the
question we all struggle with.
maybe, I don't know. I thought it's just me struggling with it because I have a background in business administration, so I do not have a technical background. But for more than a decade, I'm working in
Yeah.
innovation and in the deep tech sphere.
Mm-hmm.
And still, I questioned myself if I'm truly a woman in STEM.
You are.
And
You definitely are.
yeah, while I'm thinking about that and while I was going back and forth if I should do it or not,
Mm-hmm.
I delved into it and I realized that I think this is precisely what I could offer.
Yeah.
Because yes, I am a woman in STEM, and
Mm-hmm.
my chapter should empower other women
Yes.
from diverse backgrounds
Mm-hmm.
to enter the STEM
Yes.
environments, to
Yes.
yeah,
I love
to
that.
just try it.
I love that. Love that because we often get, distracted and think that if we are, involved in STEM, we have to love maths. No. Not everybody can do that. But and then we talk about the harder sciences like engineering and this and that and medical, but it's so much more involved in these STEM careers because it's like an ecosystem and everybody has a part to play. So do not ever think for one moment that you do not have a part to play in STEM because we all have a part to play in STEM, whether it's the business side or the technology side or any of the other sides. Like we all have a part to play. And this is what makes STEM so interesting. You know,
Yeah,
I don't think there's
exactly.
there's any other field like that because it's so it's so diverse. It has so many different parts to it. So what would you say to, inspire somebody else to join one of these STEM fields or, get involved more in STEM because STEM kind of rotates the entire world. So, I'm not being biased there, but what would you say to inspire somebody else to get involved in it?
I think it's exactly the possibility of creation. So
Ah,
I think STEM for me means everything is possible. So
like
if you
that.
know what's the problem, what you want to really change or what you want to create in the end, if you
Mhm.
really find something that matters to you,
Right.
the STEM world gives you the opportunity to just create it
Yes.
with other people. There is possibility for everything
Oh,
in STEM.
yes. I definitely love that because that's the only way things work. Like we cannot keep doing the same thing over and over and then expect, that we're gonna have a new innovation, that we're gonna find a different cure. We have to change it up and we have to innovate and we have to create. And that's exactly where you come in, Victoria. Exactly where you
Yeah.
come in. But
So I hope that more people, more women
yes,
will join the STEM field and
yes,
that we can somehow inspire them and bring them
yes,
into the field of STEM.
yes, because women think differently. We, think about things in so many different ways. Like, oh my God, I can think about a million different things one time. But we think differently. That's what we bring that diversity of thought and the way that we could apply certain things and certain measures and really change stuff, like being able to use certain things in different ways. So I like that you're challenging that and that you're bringing your innovations and your unique perspective to your team and having a team. Like I
Yes,
think that is important as well because every member would have their own unique perspective, and that's what brings it together. That's what brings the innovation and the creativity together. So I absolutely
definitely.
love that. Like I love what you do, and being in that space and just disrupting it a bit, you know.
Thank you so much. And
Oh
I
my
love that
gosh.
you bring all together, all the authors together. So I already
Yeah.
told you in the beginning, I read the whole book and
Yes,
I'm
which is
very
great.
inspired by all the other stories. They're
Yes.
great and very diverse itself.
Yeah, we had a lot of great authors for this book for sure. I know, like we talked about like venture capitalism, like, and that's interesting too because you don't have to have that hard science background like people think to contribute to being in the STEM field, and that's what I love about that. It's so diverse. And keeping it diverse means keeping it moving and keeping it going forward and keeping it innovating. So, I absolutely love that. So, Victoria, thank you so much for your time today. If you have not read the book yet, Victoria already read the entire book. But if you have not read it yet, check out all of the different chapters. Victoria has a great chapter, and it's very interesting the way that she talks about everything that she had to go through and, different steps of the process and different leadership styles and, things that you may not be familiar with yet. So I'm not giving away any of it, but definitely check out the book, get your copy. Sarah, thank you so much for your time today
Thank
and for
you.
being with us and, just being amazing and changing and disrupting and
Thank you so
innovating the
much.
space. All right. Bye for now.
Bye.